Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What time is it? 11:53. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon. It's been a long week. It's been a long week. Today can't end soon enough. Uh, what's good, Ruben Smith Sr.? You just picked into Gleason. Welcome, welcome. It's a beautiful place. Gleason is a beautiful, beautiful place to work. Great lines, great company, great co-workers. Gleason is a great depot. I've been in Gleason a long time. Gleason is home. Gleason is home. But wherever you at, when that general kick in, find a way to make it work for you, because they all the same thing. You get in the bus, you drive it, you go about your day, you feed your family. But I won't take too much of your time. I just wanted to bring y'all an update from the last one that I had did in regards to what was going on with our FMLA and how they were violating the law and trying to steal our rights and helping us, or having us help them steal our rights, right? The So just a quick roundup. There has been and was and still will be very significant issues with the new company, Work Partners. They tried it. They tried it. MTA and Work Partners, they tried it. They got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. They got caught trying to steal from our great membership, our knowledgeable membership, who I don't know what companies they're used to dealing with or what employees they're used to dealing with, but at New York City Transit, we keep our ear to the street. We don't trust none of y'all. So we're always prepared. You know, the members are always prepared to be the checks and balances whenever there's some form of abuse present. We always at New York City Transit, the members, the workers, we are always ready to check that balance and speak truth to power whenever we identify it. So it was good. And I just want to say that, you know, the only way this actually even works is by everyone doing exactly what y'all did last time, by sharing the video, by talking about it, by walking back to the depots, to the train yards, to the dispatcher posts. You got to remember, FMLA just doesn't affect only the employees, the lower end of service, or I don't want to use the word lower because we are the standard. But I mean, in regards to the hierarchy in the system, everyone is ill affected if you violate somebody's legal rights under the FMLA law and HIPAA rights. That affects dispatchers. It affects superintendents. It affects everyone in every title who's employed by the transit authority. So by us standing up to them and actually fighting for what's right, it benefits the whole system. It doesn't just benefit Alexander Kemp. So, you know, that's why it was so important, because I felt like no matter what, they would have fixed my situation anyway. But to not talk about it would mean that there would be other people ill affected that might not understand or be even aware that their rights are being violated. So we collectively, anytime one of us wins, we all win. And the way we do it is by this means. If there's an issue, if there's a problem, if there's a consequence, we all need to band together and share our videos and talk about it. And don't be afraid to speak about what's right in front of the people who want to make you feel wrong for doing the right thing. You should never feel afraid of that. And if there is something that you don't feel comfortable speaking about, trust me, there are 100 other people who are willing to, but they won't know to speak on your behalf if they don't know what you're dealing with. So that's why these forums and sharing these videos is super important. But just a quick update. So after that situation, I had called them. I told them exactly what they were doing in regards to breaking the law. They obviously, Work Partners, said it had nothing to do with them, that it was done by the transit authority. They don't have control over canceling people's FMLA. They just administer it. As I explained to them and to the transit authority is still responsible for anything that impacts its employees to the negative. In other words, if transit hired 12 companies to deal with transit's business, that has nothing to do with the employees, right? So the employees have a relationship with our employer. If our employer contracts out something to benefit their side, it has nothing to do with us. So if I give transit authority my paperwork And for some reason, in the course of that transaction, Transit Authority takes my paperwork and brings it somewhere else to have something done with it. That has nothing to do with me if they lose it. If they lose it, they are solely responsible, the Transit Authority. So it is because of our video, because of our sharing it, because of us putting the pressure on the Transit Authority, all of the members. I can't tell you how many members actually shared that video and how many people reached out and went directly to their depots, directly to their train yards, directly to their supervisors, and got that ball rolling. Okay, so within 2 days, Monday or Tuesday, I got a call from one of the vice presidents at Work Partners who apologized emphatically about the harm that was caused to me and my family because of the circumstance, and that they have been made aware of what was going on, and the situation has been completely rectified, and they put my FMLA back to where it was supposed to be, and it was active, and it will stay active up until the expiration date that it initially was prior to coming over to Work Partners, and that by the end of this week, most members who have been negatively impacted by those closures will have it rectified. That she was going to individually go through case by case, but obviously there are a lot of cases and not every case is the same. There might be some people who actually didn't have some paperwork. Nonetheless, just keep your eye on the ball, because the reality is if it was open, it should never be closed. And if you weren't notified of any issues with it, it cannot be closed. There is due process, right? That is the whole point of having a union, to establish and maintain the fact that due process and that your rights and all of the provisions afforded to you are represented equally and fairly. So it's unfortunate, just to be said, that we, the members, all of us have to go through this and fight to just get what should be like, just come to work, do your job, go about your business, use whatever benefits are available. And there should be no fight, because there are people there who are intended to fight for you. But nonetheless, we, the members, we're fighters. All of us. By sharing a video, you are fighting, because whoever sees that video knows you shared it. So they know you're part of the solution, not part of the problem. And I appreciate it. And this is a win for all of us. We won. We won. They didn't buckle. They conceded. They conceded to the fact that they got caught breaking the law. And just so we're clear, this is not over. No. Because the reality of it is they're going to try it again. Right now, there's people who are not even aware of the video, not even aware that their accounts were closed, and they submitted the paperwork just to not have a problem, to be able to protect their loved one, and their rights were violated. You can't retract that. You already did it. They already submitted the paperwork. You already closed their account and put them in an unfortunate, compromised situation illegally. So those letters and that part of it will proceed. We will not let this go unchecked ever again. Collectively, we must all stick together and kick it with each other. We have to communicate, because if I don't know what's going on in Manhattan, and you don't know what's going on in Brooklyn, and East New York Depot don't know what's happening in Fresh Pond, then we're all doing ourselves a disservice. That's why these videos are very, very, very important, so that we get this level of communication and we build an umbrella of ideas and information, that we're not chasing anything, that it's right at our doorstep and we can address it in real time. So and I just want to close with this, if you are confronted with this issue and you call Work Partners and they tell you your account is closed, I do not want you telling them or calling the depot or using your sick days or not using your FMLA. You still go FMLA. Let them leave the FMLA open. Let them do whatever they want. That is not your problem. You make sure you take care of your loved one. You make sure you use your benefit that is on the books. Now, let's be very clear. Make sure your FMLA should be valid. Make sure there are no other issues, that you might have utilized your allotment. You might have touched your 60 days. There's a whole bunch of other things. That's why every case is specific. But if your case is relative to mine, and I'll just give you a quick roundup. My case specifically, I had FMLA. I submitted it to the transit. It was active prior to us transitioning to Work Partners. Mine was good up until, or is good up until August of next year. In the transition, whatever, I have used my FMLA. There's no issue. Once it was active, it was active. At some point, Work Partners or MTA closed it illegally. So the question then lied. The question I asked was, well, how was it closed? It can't be closed. Well, if it was closed by accident, because we know it wasn't on purpose, because there was no reason for it to be closed, who closed it? And then if it was closed by accident, where is the paperwork that was originally active? Where is the paperwork? The black and blue ink on the paper that was submitted by my doctor, that are medical records, that are HIPAA protected, that I submitted to my employer. Where are those papers? Because if you have an issue with identifying whether my FMLA is active, it should be very easy for you to call your HR department, who legally has to keep those records, and they can just look at the file and see that it was active and it was approved, and there should be no issue. The fact that they didn't want to go to those records shows you their willingness to commit fraud or discrimination. They can pick whichever one they want to be accused of, but nonetheless, they're all relative. So with that being said, if any of those issues that I just laid out are your issues, or even mildly close, if you have an active FMLA and they tell you it's closed, you write what I would do, because we need to create paper trails for all of this, because anytime you do things word of mouth, it's easy for them to just be diluted, and then someone says, okay, I'll take care of your problem. No. It's all of our problem. I want everybody's problem fixed, not just mine. You're not going to pat me on the back and then silence me. It doesn't work that way. An injury to one is an injury to all. A win for one is a win for all. We all win. This affects every single title in our agency. So if you want, when you write your G2 and you write a G2, you call in FMLA, they tell you it's closed, say, I'm sorry, unfortunately my FMLA is active, I have no idea who closed it, I'll take this up on the depot level, I'm not coming to work. You call your depot, how you doing, this is operator so-and-so, I'm FMLA today, there's an issue with their system, it needs to be rectified. Whatever they do with that, fine. The next day you come to work, write a G2, submit the G2. Hi, my name is so-and-so, on this day my rights were violated. I have an active FMLA that was illegally closed. Period. Please rectify and make whole. Nothing else to talk about. Because the reality is they have no justification, and they are not willing to take part in breaking the law. And again, I had spoken to the VP Work Partners, who had said they're actively fixing all of the compromised FMLA accounts. But it would behoove you to actively not wait for people to send emails and shoot things up the ladder. Call Work Partners. Make sure your FMLA is valid. If it's closed, if there's an issue, my name is Alexander Kemp. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Progressive Action. Direct message me, tag me, send me any information, any way I can help. Any way I can help. If it's making a phone call, if it's showing you documentation that protects you, if it's anything just to make it right, let's do it. Let's do it together. It's nothing. Like, if I help one person and he helps you and you help them, we all win, because then it's not going to come back around the circle. So we won the battle for this day, for this moment, for this instant, but we don't want to be king for a day. It's all about controlling the kingdom, and together and collectively, we going to make it right, because we got to start getting back to being respected. They've gotten too comfortable disrespecting us, and they do it so willingly because we don't never fight back. So those days are over. Those days are over. We here for the people, man. The bully in the schoolyard, he about to eat his lunch. We taking his lunch money. Y'all have a good day, man. We all we got, brothers and sisters. Be well.